Good evening, my friends. It is Clyde with PT3D, and today is, well, it'll be a shorter stream. I'm taking a break and doing some housekeeping. So join me, if you will, as I clean up shop and figure out what my next plan is going to be. Okay, so in a nutshell, after the last 2 days of messing with the InStone, my makeshift filament spool failed epically. So I was using another spool like this, and I had it kind of angled so it would reduce the friction. Well, unfortunately, it worked for the first print not so much. So the filament got jammed. And if you can't figure out where I'm going at with this, when the filament got jammed, it caused an unfortunate problem, which is I have to take the hot end apart again on the InStone. And I said, I have some jobs to do, but I need a day, just a day, to focus on anything else other than that. So that is what, along with trying to shut off my background service, because I'd like to see if I can actually I'm trying to get some of my stuff lined up here. So I'm going to move you with me over to my corner here. I think that's probably sufficient. You can see. I'm going to pick up my little bits and pieces here, and then I will get them sorted when I get back over there to that side of the room. So, like I said, it's really just honest to God, I'm just going to clean because I just really just want a moment of nothing relevant. And I'm starting to, cleaning, there's something to be said for cleaning. It's relaxing, at least mostly. So as you guys know, I've already built these workbenches. These were pretty much made this one was made for troubleshooting here, which is what I'm going to do shortly. I'm going to bring over the FT5 and put it on this bench, which is why I need to make some room. I need to get things kind of somewhat moved around. That way I can work in some kind of organized chaos instead of just having things all over the place. I really don't like working that way, even though it seems like I end up working that way most of the time. So I packed up the tool bag. I'm going to get that out of sight, or at least prepared to go elsewhere. Yeah, so because of the way I'm working on this, I actually had to take my chair out of the office and move it into the hallway for now. But I need to get some of these things just a little bit more organized. And the wonderful thing about having totes and boxes is that it gives you room to organize. R2 is going to go underneath the table for right now. That's one of my projects that I'm working on. This stuff is working surprisingly well. This is that CC 3D China stuff. Again, it was not the filament's fault that this occurred. This was my fault, and I believe probably another issue is at play here. But as you can see, I'll bring this over so you can see it. This actually printed really well. So I honestly can't complain. It looks really nice. So we'll put them over here. And this can go into the garbage. Or next to the garbage. Alright, so what do we got here? Alright, so we've got documentation for the AM8. We've got documentation for what I hope to be a moving up in the world. We'll see. I don't know if I've really ever mentioned it before, but I have kind of a special place in my heart for the Raise 3D. And now that they've come out with the Pro 2 Plus 3D printer, I'm actually really hoping to get my hands on one of these, because this is going to really help me get to doing like what I really want to do, which is prosthetics and stuff like that. So, and of course, I also want to be doing more sophisticated prototypes and all that. And as much as I really enjoy my kit printers, they consume a lot of time once things start to break on them. But that could also just be me putting things back together wrong. So it'd be nice to have a ready-made quality printer that I don't have to worry about as much. So, and it's got really great support. So I actually talked to the nice people over at Matter Hackers the other day, and they were talking me through kind of the highlights of the new printer. So, hey, who knows? Maybe in the near future you will see that on a video. So I need to figure out what to do with these. Normally I put them on a bench somewhere, and I don't really have a bench that I want to put them on right now, so I think I'm going to just put them back in this little box here. Just a little bit neater. Keep that out, because that's, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. I think I've showed you this before. There you go. It spins. And it's solar powered, but it also takes a battery if I want to. All right, so other print projects. Put that in my little print box. Other print projects. Again, put them into the box. It might look half-half, but I've only got 3 projects in this box. It's actually not as bad as it may seem. All right, so we got some random electronic bits and doodads. I don't know why that's in here. It's a paracord bracelet I made at one point. Fuse, so it's electrical clips, because you never have too many of those. Solar panels, because they're nice to have. I'm guessing that's apart from the DNet A8. Some more clips. And some magnets. You're going to love these rare earth magnets. These things are awesome if you're doing any kind of project, really. I mean, 3D printing or not. These neodymium magnets, fantastically strong. Okay, so a piece of wire that I obviously do not need. And I got a spare screw jar. Dump them in there. Now I have another container. Hooray! I don't know what I'm going to put in there. Oh, you know what? Let me put the electrical stuff back in that. That would be a good spot for electrical sensors. I believe we've got LEDs as well, so we'll do that. All right, so AM8 parts, socks, Not sure what I want to do with the magnets yet. Figure that out. Plumbing bits, feet, zip ties, because you can never have too many zip ties. Fan, because this fan actually did work really well on the FT5. I just made a goof when I put it where I did. All right, so this is some raw material stuff. Oh, look. The itty bitty wire connectors for pretty much everything and anything. Oh. I know, probably not even necessary to keep all this stuff, but it's still useful stuff, so I don't know what I want to do with that. It's my tweaking screwdriver. Okay, so there's bits and pieces in here that are very old. So these are hardware tools and plumbing related. Believe me, I'll be able to watch it there. All right, so I've got nuts and bolts and stuff in there. Got my fancy disco light here, which is just fun to play with once in a while. All right. So what do we got? 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Well, I have no need to run a disco light in here right now. Put that right there for a minute. All right, so we got some more electrical stuff in here. Soldering iron, because that is always something you want. All right. Those bits and pieces. I'll throw the magnets in there. And the clips and I don't know. This one's a little bit of it. There we go. It works for me. Batteries. More battery stuff. I don't know why I've got a gold-plated male DVI to HDMI converter. It's probably not as random as it sounds. Definitely not one that I need right now. If you haven't figured it out yet, there's no such thing as too many batteries, especially 9-volt ones. Battery, LED, another LED, more batteries, project kit. I should have done this before I came here, because then I wouldn't have to be doing this now. Garbage. I'll put this stuff together, I think, because this seems to be a relatively nice spot for it. Another prototype 3D piece, more R2D2 pieces. Arduino. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit more like it. Take the tools out. Voltmeter, tool, scraper, whatever. Let's see. sure what I want to do with 4 gig. Four gig of DDR3, or is it? Maybe, no, it's 8 gig of DDR3. I guess we'll put that in here for now. We'll put that with our electronic and electrical components and tools. Why not? Because we've got the voltmeter, which we need to put somewhere. And we've got our soldering iron, which we need to put somewhere. And we got our laser thermometer, which I was told does not necessarily work well when you're doing measurements on your hot end. So it may or may not be accurate. All right, so we got lots of 3D prints, lots of things that we have to work on and develop further. More filament. We'll put in our filament bucket. All right, this is looking really good. I'm very happy with this. We've got a lot of 3D bits and bobs in here. So I think we'll just put this whole box under here in our 3D print bin. All right, so now we have tools, a chisel, extra bins we can put in there, business cards, we'll leave those there. My glue sticks. Let's see. Where should we put glue sticks? You know what? 3D printing related. We'll put it in this one. And now we've got nuts and bolts that we can put over there. Put our disco ball in the electronics section. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're at 18 minutes. So we've got 12 minutes left. Otherwise, this becomes a really long, pointless video or live stream. Like I said, I was just kind of focusing on getting this straightened up so it's presentable to any visitors that show up. That way, I don't look like a total slob. All right. Tools, zip ties. Put those in here and clamp related. We have bolts. What is that? Is that is what I think it is. Oh, I was looking for this. This is my X-Acto knife that I always try to keep handy. And I managed to not keep it handy. So, all right. I think we have made an acceptable dent in our project here. All right, so what's next? Well, I did promise I would get the FT5 over here, did I not? So let's do that. Still got a few minutes left before I gotta kill the stream. Obviously, we're gonna wanna move our trusty little display guy. But this FT5 printer is massive, a monstrosity of epic proportions. Oh, and that may be somewhat complicated. I'm gonna have to end the stream anyway, so why don't we go over here. All right. These are the tools that I'm actively using. Certain machines, I found that the household wire actually works really good to clean out some of the bigger nozzles if you get a jam. So it's probably not something that everybody wants to hear, but you know, when you have a parts bin of 3D printing related stuff. Okay, so going on, what I did yesterday is make a large mistake. And I will illuminate you on this real quick. When I had cut this PTFE tubing, I had cut it with a certain expectation that it was going to fit. I was in error. The actual size it fits into this nozzle very well, which means that my PTFE tubing is significantly too short. So I can approach it in one of two ways, and I haven't decided which way I'm going to do it yet, because this is really inconvenient. But I guess I could, here, we'll move you back over here while I do this. Let's see, can you see me? Yes, you can. Oh, I have a knife. I have some filament. And I have the rest of the bits and pieces. So, what I'm going to do right now is take this and take this and figure out what our length is. And I think I can come up with a couple of different ways to do this, but I like this method because I'm lazy. If you guys haven't figured that out yet. All right, so I need that much. And I need it to fit snugly. So I need to add a little bit more to my previous mark. Believe it or not, I did mark this already once. I know, big shocker, right? So what I can do is I can take this and transfer that to here. So this is going to be a bit on the long side, but I'm not really overly concerned with that. What I want to make sure I do is line this up at the very edge of that, and then try to keep it as straight as possible. And slicey. Not a flush cut. All right, that is a much better cut. So now I'm going to take this, push it in, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to push this in, and I'm going to cut another piece a little bit longer. I don't like wasting PTFE tubing, by the way, so this really does pain me a lot. But I have this, and I have extra lengths as well, so it is what it is. We got 6 minutes to make magic happen. All right, so now I'm going to whittle just a tiny bit off of this. Almost there. I do want to cut this. I want to make sure that the nozzle itself is not resting on the table. That way it's not leaning in a strange angle. All right, we are going to call this good. So this is the completed project. So we're going to, I think, wrap it up on that. Like I said, I would really, really like to do the FT5, bringing it over here. It looks kind of like I'm not going to have time for that, unfortunately. So like I said, I apologize for that. But right now, I have got an extension cord that is running straight through the middle of the FT5 for the computer. It's holding up a GFCI. So that would not be ideal to try and maneuver any of this stuff around. As you can see, that's what this yellow thing is. So it would disconnect the power from the computer, which I have to do anyway. So thanks for hanging out while I clean. I know it's not the most glorious of things. I do appreciate the company nonetheless. I don't know that I was very informative today in regards to learning stuff, but I did cut PTFE tubing with you, so that's cool. And I'm still throwing trash away, so that's even better, right? Always clean the workspace so you don't lose stuff. So anyway, I think that being said, this is our first day of being behind the table and in front of the green screen, which, like I said, I told you I would hang it. I finally did. I'm really not sure how to do the alpha stuff yet for the video editing, but it's definitely something that so this one I just got done working on. No, I probably should have streamed it sooner, but my computer was updating. So let's see if it turns on, shall we? Well, that's anticlimactic. Looks very interesting. I apparently have a bad outlet. Or maybe not, I don't know. Well, I guess that's it then. What a bummer. All right, so now I gotta troubleshoot the outlet at this point, I guess. So I can't do that until I unplug things. So I will see you later or whenever I see you next. So like I said, I appreciate you hanging out and watching. This may end up going into the annals as the worst video ever, but it could be fun. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.